What's good? Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to be ranking all of the heroes and the pets that are currently available at Town Hall 16, in my opinion, on best to worst, S tier to D tier. Let me know if you guys agree with my list and let me know what you guys would change. Let's get right into the action. All right, so we're going to start with the 4 heroes, and then we're going to go the pets in order that they were released in the game. And obviously we are including hero equipment because I think hero equipment makes some of these heroes, especially the Barbarian King, very, very strong with the King's Gauntlet. So we're going to start with the 4 heroes first. And honestly, I really think the Barbarian King is probably one of the most valuable heroes in the game now. And with the King's Gauntlet, I think he is S tier. With the King's Gauntlet and the Rage, he is insane. He got a huge buff with the most recent abilities that were added with equipment. With the Archer Queen, man, this one's hard. I really think the Archer Queen was really good at one point. I think the Archer Queen has actually taken a step backwards. I just don't think the Archer Queen's as good as she used to be. Honestly, I think she's probably the 4th hero. We're going to put the Archer Queen in B tier, and that might change, but the Grand Warden also, I think Grand Warden's S tier as well. I don't think you could even do attacks without the Grand Warden. The Eternal Tome is just absolutely insane. It's such a good ability. With the extra equipment style, the Healing Tome, the Rage Tome, he's just so good. I mean, the Warden is insane. He's definitely up there with the Barbarian King. Royal Champion. Royal Champion's obviously better than the Archer Queen, but not as good as the Barbarian King and the Warden. We're going to put the Royal Champion at the A tier. All right, and we'll get into the pets now. We got the Lassie first. Now, obviously, when the first 4 pets came out, some of these pets, I mean, the first 4, they were good, you know? Like, we had the Unicorn, the Yak, the Lassie, and the Owl. I wouldn't say the Lassie was the worst out of all 4 of those, but definitely not the best. I think the only one that we really consistently still use out of the first 4 is probably the Unicorn. So we'll probably put that in effect too of which ones are the most used. Lassie is probably C tier. Just a tank in front of your Royal Champion. Really never saw the Lassie used with any other heroes. I think the Yak and the Owl, they're so hard as well. The one thing I like about the Owl is it's an air troop. And it also has that chain effect too. But man, we're gonna have to put the Lassie at D tier, I think. I think the Owl and the Yak are both C tier, and I think the Lassie is D tier. I really think there's probably just 2 D tiers, and it's Lassie and the Poison Lizard. Poison Lizard's awful too. I'd say the Unicorn. The Unicorn's still used a lot, so it's really hard to debate on that one. It's either B or A. Man, I'm gonna put her in B tier right now, but we might actually change that. Yeah, I'm not for sure if how we want to go about that one. Frosty, still use Frosty sometimes, but since the Spirit Fox came out, that's personally replaced Frosty in mine. I use Spirit Fox on the Royal Champion, and then I use Diggy on the Grand Warden now because we're using a lot of smash attacks, but Frosty's still really, really good. I mean, honestly, you could use the Spirit Fox on the Barbarian King, the Phoenix on the Queen, and then use the Frosty on the Warden still and Diggy on the Royal Champion. There's a lot of different things you can do. You don't have to use the Unicorn. I personally like the Unicorn, but the Unicorn's not necessary anymore. It's really a toss-up between the Frosty and the Unicorn. We're going to put Frosty in B tier as well. And then we have Diggy. We're going to go ahead and just throw the Poison Lizard at D because Poison Lizard is D tier. I think that's probably the least used pet of all time because not only did it come out in the second wave, so we still had the first wave available, but it's just a headhunter that attaches to your pet or attaches to your hero, but it's not that strong. That's the problem. Those things go down so quick. It's just not even funny. So we're going to throw Spirit Fox. Let's go ahead and do Diggy first. We're going to put Diggy in A tier. Love the fact that it goes underground. Love the fact that it stuns. Just insane. I mean, I don't think it's quite S tier, but It's right there, perfectly paired with the Royal Champion. Phoenix is also A tier. Phoenix could be S tier, but I think Phoenix is A tier. And then the Spirit Fox is S tier. I think Spirit Fox is the best pet in the game. All right, so let's look over this real quick. We got the Barbarian King, Grand Warden, and Spirit Fox S tier. I think that's pretty solid. I don't think I would like to add any. Maybe the Phoenix. I think Phoenix is really strong. You get that extra life for a little bit of time with your hero, and then also you get the pet afterwards as well, which I've had that actually win attacks for me. I think Diggy is still really, really strong. I don't think Diggy's quite S tier though. So I like that A tier where it is. Yeah, I think I like that where that is. I think I like Royal Champion, Diggy, and Phoenix right where they're at. Then we got the Archer Queen, Unicorn, and Frosty, B tier. I think Archer Queen's the worst hero out of the 4. And I think Unicorn and Frosty are kind of interchangeable. You can use either one. They're still both good, but they're interchangeable. You don't have to. It's really just pick your poison, kind of. We got the Electro Owl and the Yak at C tier. Still both usable, not the strongest troops. You can use the Yak with, I mean, honestly, since Root Riders came out, the Yak is pretty much useless. The Yak is strong at lower town halls, but with Root Riders at upper town halls, you can't, it's not usable. But at Town Hall 14, you could still use the Yak. And then D tier, Lassie, and Poison Lizard, we're okay with that. So I do like this. I think this is the final list. I don't think I'll move anything around. All right, so I think that's going to be our final list. If you guys like this style video, I am more than willing to do rank list on my opinion. We could do the equipment. We could do all of the troops. We could do defenses. We could do town halls. We could do sceneries. I'm down for anything. I think this is really fun to put my opinion out there and let you guys know what I think. If you guys like the video, don't be afraid to like that. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're trying to rebuild the channel. We just started again after we took a long break during Town Hall 15. And we're trying to rebuild this channel up because I really like Clash of Clans again. And we're going to continue playing the game. We'll catch you next time.